Hello. Today we'll be looking at tightening the underbust and creating a bustier. But before then, we need to include two measurements into our measurement. One, the underbust measurement and the round underbust measurement. I'll just show you how to take that on the dummy. To take the underbust measurement, you put your measuring tape on your NP, that is the neck point, passing through the bust and to the underbust of your client. That's the underbust level. Now to take the round underbust, you put the measuring tape like so, and you take your underbust circumference. For my client, our underbust level measuring from NP is 33 centimeters, and her round underbust or underbust circumference is 72. Once you have your client's underbust circumference, you divide it by 4. I've divided my 72 by 4 and I've gotten 18. So I'm going to measure 18 centimeters from CF, not from slanted CF, from CF through to whenever I can register my 18 centimeters. Remember, you have to jump the dart when marking your 18 centimeters. It will definitely be different for individual. So let's get started. Okay, measuring 18 now from CF through to the first leg of the dart is 8.4. So I'm jumping the dart starting from 8.4 from the other dart leg till I register 18. So this is from whatever you have from here to here is what you're going to cut out to tighten your underbust. But before we go on, remember, we have a value for slanted CF, which is 1 centimeters. I have already said that you can add this value here, or you can take it out from any other part of your block, or you can even leave it in there if you want to add to whatever is, because for you to be tightening your underbust, you're trying to create a closely fitted garments, so you need ease as well, so that it won't be like next to your skin and it will aid your movement. Okay, now I'll add this 1 centimeter here, so I'll just do 0.5, then I'll rule my dart again. So I have redrawn my dart, so this is gone. We've taken it out here. Now the next thing is to measure my 18. Remember, my dart has increased, so I need to remeasure again. So on the underbust level, you measure your underbust circumference divided by 4, and for my client it is 18 centimeters. So I'm remeasuring. So this is 8.2. I'm jumping the dart starting from the other dart leg, 8.2, and here is my 18. So this is my 18 centimeters. Whatever I have from here to here is what I will be taking out. So what do I have? I have 4.5. So 4.5 centimeters is what I'll be taking out. Now the next thing is to join your bust dart point to your waist dart point, like so, with a straight ruler. But I usually use my the straight part of my hip curve like that. The 4.5, it is from some researchers said you should take everything from this side. You shouldn't touch your from your CF panel. But with constant practice, I realize if you take a little from this side, it won't really affect the width of your CF panel. They said that so that you won't, the width of the space between from CF to this part won't be shortened, it won't be little. So that's why it's advisable to take it from the side panel. But what I do, I take the larger share from the side panel and just the little share share from the CF panel. So I usually do 1 cm. Sometimes I do 0.5 and the remaining, okay, let's do 0.5 cm and the whole of 4 here. Remember, it's 4.5 centimeters and I want to take out the whole of 4.5 without leaving any ease on my underbust. It is advisable to leave ease at least 1 centimeter, not to take everything, especially if you've taken your measurement so tightly. But if you've taken it loosely, you can then take whatever you have from here till here. And again, when drawing out your curve, you will definitely still lose part of what you have here. So that will also serve as ease onto your garment. Okay, let's go on. Then you join from your X, your bust point, to this point, and from your X point to this point, like so. If you want, you can use a straight ruler, but I usually use the curvy part of my French curve because we are trying to create a curve. The reason I said you can use a straight ruler is because you're still going to use your French curve to really actually draw out your curve. Then you use this, your French curve, to join this dart leg to this dart leg, like so. Can you see my curve is not touching here? If it touches here, your bust point will be pointed, and we are not pointed on the bust point, so you need to move away a little bit. Like now, I can see that my curve is not really, it's not well drawn, so I usually use my hand to redraw it. So once you do that, you just bring this down, like so. Like I said, you all need to learn to draw with your hand. You can use straight ruler, but I'm used to drawing like this. All the scales, they can't draw out everything for you. So you need to learn to draw with your hand. So now this is on the waist. You can see that we've taken part of your waist measurement. There is no problem about that. Remember when we were doing waist shaping, you did half waist plus from 1.5 to 2.5 or even plus 3. So you're taking part of that ease out. So we are not even touching my client's measurement at all. We are only stealing part of the ease that we added when we were doing the waist shaping. So it is very, very important you add ease when you're constructing your garment. Even if you're using freehand, you shouldn't use your client's exact measurement. You should add his, because when you're designing blocks, styles like this, fitted styles, you will definitely eat into your original measurements. And if you did not add ease when you were constructing it, you'll be losing out on your actual measurements and it won't fit your client. So this is that on that. The next thing is to bring the middle dart line down. We're doing a princess. Whenever you're tightening your underbust, definitely you're doing a princess style line. You're concealing your darts. So there's no way you can hold these darts anymore because it's a large amount to be taken out. So you just take this down to your hip. from this curve point, take it down to your hip level, and when you're cutting, you cut out your dart. If you cut out your dart, this will be pointing. So if we cut this dart out now, this part will point. So you need to blend. So let's just erase here. You need to blend here like so. Like so. And sometimes when I'm designing, when I need to join this point, I join from my underbust point down to the M, like so. But you really have to be very careful. The reason being, this space means you're eating into your measurement, which is still fine. Remember again, when we were constructing our block, our block, we did half hip plus 3, so we still have 3 centimeters on our hip level. We still have 3 centimeters on our hip level, and we've not taken anything out. So this will get rid of some excesses under our tummy, especially for those with big tummy. You know, once you're anyone with big tummy, you definitely have some fullness under your waist, under your tummy. So this will get rid of that. And again, because we've added 3 centimeters when we're constructing our hip for the ease, you can still part of that as well. Like say you can still like 1 centimeter. So instead of taking this line to the middle dart line, you just take it down here like so. So you just take it down here like so, and this will be your cut line. Your cut line. Then you cut out these darts. Also, you can blend this dart down since we are coming down like so. Make sure you blend. It shouldn't be pointing. And here you draw our curve properly. Okay, then we need to bring this down as well. You just blend it to your usual waist level so you don't lose out on anything. You can use your scale to join it. So this you blend here as well to here. Then you cut into 2, and that's it. Your pattern is ready with your underbust tightened. Now we need to talk about drawing out your style line. I've already shared, I'm going to share with you, I can't remember the page now, where she mentioned about when you're drawing out a wide neckline, what you need to do about with your darts. When you're drawing out a wide neckline, you need to double your darts or widen your dart by half of whatever value you have. In essence, say for instance, this is 7 centimeters. The dart for my client is 7 centimeters, and I need to draw a very wide neckline. I have to increase this by, because there's still going to be shoulder on it, I can increase it by half of my 7.5. And what I usually do is, because that's why it's very important to locate your chest area. This is because when you're doing a wide neckline and you don't tighten your dart, that is, you don't increase the depth of your dart, your neckline will gape. It won't fit close to your chest, and when you bend, your cleavage will be revealing. So that's why it's very important to tighten your dart. Ellen Armstrong also did that, but she did it in a different way. That's the guideline 1 to guideline 6 she talked about in our book. But because we are using Natalie Bray, this is what we are sticking with, Natalie Bray's method. So we need to increase the depth of our dart, that is, either double it or add half of the value of the dart to the original dart when you're drawing out a wide neckline. And it's only applicable when you're drawing out a wide neckline or when you're doing a boob tube, that is, you're not going to have the upper part of your garment anymore. There's no shoulder. All this part will be cut out. In that case, you really have to double, and you're going to do more than doubling. You're going to take 1 cent. She advised that we take 1 centimeter out from the side as well, like so, when you're doing a boob tube, and redraw our side seam. Also, on the back, we do the same thing. We take out 1 centimeter and redraw our back as well on the side seam. So I'm just going to go ahead and illustrate when you're making a boob tube, that is, a garment without shoulder seam. Okay, I'm just going to go through that again. When you're doing a wide neckline, you need to increase the depth of your dart, and by that you need to move your outer dart leg out more towards the armhole, like so. You can do this when you're doing a wide neckline. Natalie advised we do 50% or 100% of our original darts. You do 100% when you're doing a boob tube, that is, a garment without a strapless, let's put it that way, a garment without the upper parts, without shoulder seam. So in order for the garment to fit closely to your body, you really need to tighten it, not to over tighten it, but to tighten it so that you don't have to be pulling it up and feeling uncomfortable. So in that case, when you're doing a strapless design, you need to increase the depth of your dart by 50%. And I was saying something that's why it's very important to locate your chest level, because for me, I use my chest level to determine what I'm going to, how wide or how deep my dart is going to be, because your chest level is actually where your neckline for strapless, especially for wide neck, it might even come down lower. So what I do is, on my chest level, the value from this dart leg to this dart leg for this client now is 1.7. So if I'm doing a strapless, I'll measure 1.7 from ear towards ear, like so. So this is 1.7. Then I'll rule from my true bust level to the shoulder, passing through this point, like so. So just place my ruler on my true bust level, passing through this point, and I rule. Let me just erase it so it doesn't confuse. Okay, so that's it. I've ruled from the true bust level through the points we marked on here to our shoulder. Then the next thing is to close these darts. When you're drawing out your style line and you need to draw out your neckline design, you can't just go and start drawing your neckline. Let's say we want a sweetheart neckline and you just go like this and like this. No. If you do that and you try to close this that, watch this. This point would not match with this point. See? There is a break. See? They are not matching. So you really have to make sure your points are matching. And how do you do that? Because we don't have that on our body. So you either get rid of this dart temporarily or permanently. I've shared with you how to do a temporary removal of shoulder darts, and I hope you've all read it. If you haven't, please go and read it. Temporary removal of shoulder dart, you close it and transfer it into the underarm. That's how to go about it. So if you want to, for this design now, let's erase this. We need to close our bust dart first to enable us to draw out our neckline. Okay, now I have erased that so we don't get confused like that. So now that we've drawn our dart, now this is the width of our dart. By the time you draw a wide neckline and you fit your garment, it will never gape. It will fit closely to your chest, and when you bend, your cleavage won't be revealing. It will just stay firm on your chest. Now what we need to do is redraw our cup by placing, if you can use hand, you use hand, but you should always draw a guideline, something to guide you before you use hand. So I usually use see how I'm placing this. Now I want to join this new dart line to my underbust curve, like so. So now I've done that. You can see we keep losing width. We keep eating into our measurement, and because we already have +5 on our half pattern on the bust, we are totally fine. So now what I'll do is, I am not comfortable, I don't like this curve, so I usually use my hand to blend it. So you should use your hand to do the blending, like so. And to me, this looks like a perfect curve. Don't forget your balance mark, BM, on the bust, true bust line. That helps you to bring your pattern together. So the next thing is to do our temporary transfer so that we can draw our neckline. And I'm going to, okay, like I said, you can do your temporary transfer by slashing here. Once you close, your dart open there. But because we are doing a princess style, so I'm going to transfer this into the waist or into the hem, since we've ruled the line down to the hem of our blouse. So instead of first transferring it here, then closing the dart and drawing out my neckline, I can just transfer it here straight. This is going out anyway, so there is no need for me to transfer it here.